Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Quarantine Kitchen. Ooh. So, today I'm going to be making soft pretzels. Yay. So yes, today I'm making soft pretzels and I'm going to be making it like, you know those like pretzel stands at the mall? Yeah. I really like soft pretzels. I really like foods with chewy textures. So, yay! Let's go! Alright, and as always, before we start, remember to tie your hair back if you have long hair. My hair is in a ponytail today. And wash your hands. The ingredients you'll need to make soft pretzels are yeast, 1 egg, salt, sugar, flour, and water. The first thing you're going to do is preheat your oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, to start this recipe, what you're going to do is dissolve your yeast. So you're going to take 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast and put it in a large bowl first. 1 teaspoon, 2 teaspoons, 1/4 teaspoon. Okay, once you have your yeast in your bowl, you're going to add 1.5 cups of warm water. It doesn't have to be boiling hot. It can be around lukewarm. 1 cup. 1/2 cup. Now this is 1 cup. Another 1/2 cup. Once you've added in your yeast and warm water, you're going to stir with a spoon for about a minute. Okay, after stirring for about a minute, there's still a few small clumps, if you can see, but it's okay. So once you have this stirred up, you are going to add in your salt and sugar. Okay, so you're going to need 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1 tablespoon of sugar. Now you're going to mix that a little bit. Okay, so now that this is all mixed together, I'm going to add in my flour. So you're going to add in 3 cups of flour, 1 cup at a time. Add in 1 cup first. Don't splash. And with a wooden spoon, you're going to stir in the cup of flour. Once the flour is a little more mixed in, you can add in your 2nd cup of flour. 2nd cup. 3rd cup. Okay, so once you've combined all your flour in, it should look a bit like this, and it's gonna have a stickier texture right now. And what you're going to do is add about 3/4 of a cup more flour, just so that you won't get a sticky dough. Add in some more flour. Something I also forgot to mention is when you're measuring your flour, make sure it's spooned in and leveled, because this one needs to be a little more precise because you're using yeast. I don't really know the science behind it, but when you're making bread, or for me pretzels right now, you need to make sure you get the exact amount of flour. You don't want to Okay, so it's been a few minutes of me just trying to mix in my flour into the dough so that it's not too sticky. As you can see, it's not too sticky. It's a little sticky, so you can add in a little more flour, which is what I'm doing. onto the spots that are still a little sticky. And you're just gonna mix that all in. Make sure the flour is combined well. And once you're done adding in all your flour, you're going to stir it a little bit and poke your dough with your finger. And if the dough bounces back or rises back, then it's ready to knead. So I'm gonna stir it a little more. This is what it looks like. And I'm gonna poke it with my finger and see if it rises or bounces back a bit. Here. Yeah, it bounces back. So now it's ready to knead. Yay! Okay, so now that I've finished mixing my ingredients and creating my dough, I cleared off a kitchen counter and I'm going to sprinkle some flour on it and put my dough there and start kneading it for about 3 minutes. Flour! Flour! And you're going to just knead it for 3 minutes. My dough is getting a little sticky, so I'm going to add a bit more flour to it. Okay, so once you're done that, you're going to shape it into a ball. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's still a little sticky, but it's okay. We're going to reflour our surface afterwards. Ta-da! Ball. Okay, so now that you've shaped your dough into a ball, what you're going to do is take a knife and you're going to cut the dough into about 1/3 of a cup sections. You can make it a little bigger if you'd like, but I like to make it a little small. So I'm gonna do this. So this is the portion I'm gonna use. It's like the size of my palm, if you can see, like that. My dough's still sticky. That's okay. With this recipe, you should be able to make about 8 to 10 pretzels. It just depends on the size you're making them. So right now, how many do I have? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. I have 9. And last time I made this, I was able to make 10. But some of these are small. I'm trying to make it a little more even. Okay, this should be good. So I have 9, right? Yes, I was able to make, hello, background noise, hello, kid. So I was able to make 9 dough balls. So now that you have your dough balls, what you're going to do is I'm going to flour the surface again because my counter doesn't have any more flour and my dough is starting to get sticky again. So I'm going to do that first and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, cool. So now what you're going to do is you can take one of your dough balls and you're going to roll it into a rope and then you will shape your pretzel. It's a little hard to roll. If it's a little hard to roll, what I do is I squeeze it a little bit, and since the dough is sticky, it's easier to roll it out like that. So I really don't need too much flour on the surface right now because it's kind of slippery. Improvising. So as you can see, you want to try and get your pretzel dough rope thing to be pretty long. You want it to be thin as well, because when it bakes it'll expand and the shape may not look as nice as it would at a pretzel stand if your ropes are too thick. So that's why I'm trying to thin it out a little more, but it doesn't have to be perfect too. It's okay. Encouragement from Soph. Okay, I think we'll stop here. So this is how it turned out after I rolled it out into a rope. And now you're going to shape your pretzel. So how you're going to shape your pretzel is like this. You're going to form a circle like this, and you're going to do this with the ends. You're going to cross the ends, and you're going to pull it down like this. See? Isn't that cute? And then what I do is I press down, oh hold on, it's kind of misshaped. I press down the ends here and there so it sticks a little better. Ta-da! That's how it looks. It looks kind of bad, sorry. So I'm gonna keep doing this and then I'll show you the next step. Okay, so I have finished rolling my dough and shaping all my pretzels, and now what you're going to do is get your egg and crack it and whisk it in a bowl like I did over here. And what you're going to do is use this as an egg wash for your pretzels. Okay, so now what you're going to do is take your egg wash over here, and you're going to dip the pretzel in on both sides, and you're going to put it on your baking sheet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do 3 pretzels per baking sheet, and that way it gives it a little more space to expand, since it will expand a bit as I said earlier on in the video. Dip it in first, like this. You don't have to dip it in for too long, and you're going to just place it there, and I'm going to do the same thing for 2 more. Okay, now before you put your pretzels in the oven, this is the part of the recipe where you can start to customize and add your own flavors. So what I usually do is I sprinkle some salt on it, and I also have a cinnamon sugar mixture that I have leftovers of from a previous recipe, and I'm going to just sprinkle it on the pretzels. And you can also leave it plain, which is totally fine, and you can always dip it in some sauce once you're done baking it too. Ooh, that's a lot. You may think, oh, you're sprinkling it all over the pan. Now it's going to be difficult for you to wash it. And yes, it may seem like that, but it's actually not that hard to wash once you're finished baking it. Even if there's some sugar, it will dissolve a bit onto the pan, but it's not too big a deal. Also, I really like to add a lot of seasoning on mine, so that's why there's a lot there. So this is a cinnamon sugar one, and I'm going to use salt for this one. I don't have too much salt left, so I'm going to sprinkle salt on maybe these 2 and just leave this one plain first. When you're making pretzels, you usually want to use coarse salt, like the chunkier salt, when you're sprinkling it on your pretzels for flavor, but I don't have that, which is okay, and I just use this little salt. So that's done, and now we're going to put it in the oven. Okay, now we're going to put our pretzels in the oven. Now that our pretzels are in the oven, we're going to set a timer for about 10 minutes. Okay, so now that our pretzels are in the oven, we're going to wait and we're going to clean up. So, everyone's favorite segment, speed up cleanup. Yay! Let's go. Finished! For now, at least. Okay, the timer just went off in the oven, or the timer in the oven. You know what I mean, right? So I'm gonna take out the pretzels. Yay! Wow, pretzels. So here are how the pretzels look after coming out of the oven. Thank you, background noise. Ta-da! Now I'm going to take them off the pans. It's a little more difficult to take off the ones with cinnamon sugar, but it's worth it. Don't worry, guys. I'm telling you. It's worth it. Wow. Haha. Okay, so I still have the other 3 pretzels in the oven, but these are how the other 6 turned out. Ooh. Ow, it's hot. Alright, so that is it for today's episode of Quarantine Kitchen. I hope you all enjoyed it. I really love soft pretzels, so I'm excited to eat them. Yeah, I really like soft pretzels. Yeah, am I doing the thing? I feel like this is my thing now. Also, if you guys enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a like and subscribe down below and hit the notification bell. Thanks for watching. Bye!